And welcome to Las Cruces, New Mexico. Those joining us now on ESPN2, New Mexico State and Nevada. Andre Ware, Roy Philpott, Paul Carcaterra here with you.
They're just trying to sneak Jamani Jones underneath, and it's like Maurice Wilmer, the middle linebacker, who's there to make the stop. Just nowhere really for him to go. So just trying to keep this defense honest with both the run and the pass.
Third down and 3. Toss. Caught in the backfield and brought down. That was Tyson Williams, the nickelback.
Well, what it does is it makes this, instead of a chip shot field goal, it's going to make it a little bit tougher here. They get great penetration at the line of scrimmage. Nice job. A couple of Wolfpack players coming up making the stop.
Ethan Albertson checks in. 17 of 22 a year ago in the field goal department. Has plenty of leg. A 50-yarder against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And a 43-yard effort from the right hash here. Just underway, opening possession of the game. And that one sails wide right, and it is no good. Nevada's defense finds a way to make a stand.
We talk about getting out of harm's way, and a big negative play and then forcing a missed field goal here. You get some pressure on every field goal. Who knows what goes into that, or when field goal kickers miss, but you're getting pressured. And it was a great drive for New Mexico State, initially going right down the field, getting themselves close to the red zone. And then all of a sudden Nevada turns them away, and here comes their offense.
Your early thoughts on Diego Pavia? Impressive, right?
Very, very impressed with that young man and operating the system.
Shane Illingworth checks in as the starting quarterback for the Wolfpack, the transfer out of Oklahoma State. And on first down, handoff, Toa Taua, now in his 5th season.
Taua last year had a huge year, averaged almost 5 yards a carry. In 2021, had his best game, 170 yards against Toledo, where he had 3 touchdown runs in that game. So you talk about a physical downhill runner. He will not shy away from contact himself.
4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Illingworth off of play action, shows you the arm strength. That one sails out of bounds.
Yeah, you talk about arm strength. I watched him during warmups. He can really move the ball around. He can hit every blade of turf in this stadium. Strong arm, he's got good touch, moves around well. He just looks the part and is confident in what they want to do offensively.
5 minutes in, last pass intended for Tyrese Mack. 3rd down for Nevada.
On top of the screen, you've got the deep third and that side of the field available to you right now.
Malpel in motion. Illingworth, clean pocket, flings it incomplete. Bell, the intended receiver.
Well, he had B.J. Castillo, who was running like a hookup along the sideline at about 12 yards, just impatient. Maybe felt a little pressure, but Castillo, who's going to be a weapon for him all season long and certainly throughout the game tonight, just wait him out a little bit longer.
Saw head coach Ken Wilson his first season leading Nevada after arriving from Oregon.
Got my college roommate's son back to catch this punt.
And from the 28, crossing the 30, a 42-yard punt, a 5-yard return. 2nd possession for the Aggies. Coming up when we return to Las Cruces after this. Well, certainly it's going to be a new look depth chart this season after former head coach Jay Norvell was able to use the transfer portal to take some of his players at Nevada to Colorado State. 15 in all transferring or decommitting from Nevada to head down to Fort Collins. Also 9 staff members as well following Jay Norvell down to the Rams program, Andre. And here's Ken Wilson, year number 1. Hey, 19 years as an assistant at Nevada. And you see the returning production ranking near the bottom of the FBS this season.
This is essentially his dream job.
Yeah.
You spend 19, almost 20 years at a place, and then you go out, you come back as the head coach. Job good for him.
Pavia back in, a quarterback out of the pistol, deep handoff. Jones barrels ahead for a gain of 3 yards on first down.
You know, gentlemen, when you think of Ken Wilson and his journey, he spent the 19 years, but he told us this week it was pivotal that he got experience outside of Nevada, and being a defensive coordinator for Mike Leach at Washington State, and then being on Mario Cristobal's staff at Oregon. He learned how to recruit at a high level, and his anticipation and his expectations are to recruit Pac-12 type of players to Nevada.
Yeah, I think Clark he went out and under another couple of head coaches, he's appreciated, and that's when you are, when you finally leave. Oh, you can go coach for those guys? Well, you can certainly coach here.
It's Parker in motion. A vintage option look for Pavia crossing the 40. He stopped there. It'll bring up third down and short.
What he did in junior college and showing you some toughness. I just don't know if I like Diego Pavia taking this many hits this early in the game. Just getting right downhill with a little option here and making it third down and short, where New Mexico State giving themselves a chance to pick up a first down here and keep this drive going.
Aggies 2-10 last season. Still independent this campaign. They'll move into Conference USA next year in 2023.
It's going to be huge for them.
We had a great conversation. Mexico State's athletic director moments before kick. On the screen, it's corralled by Jones. That's a first down. Stopped at the 45 by Mack.
Finally completing that little swing pass. Threw one earlier in the previous drive to Jonathan Brady that found its way to the turf. And there, when you need it the most on third down and short, he's able to come up with it to Jones. They had zone drops again. Everybody's backing away from the line of scrimmage. All he had to do was really catch it, reel it in, and get himself started up the field to pick up the first down.
What was your level of nerves like? Your first career start, like what we're seeing for Pavia tonight?
They're there. Don't get it twisted. He was very, very nervous coming into this one.
Well, play action, pressure, flung plus territory. And driven out of bounds, crossing the 50, give him a gain of 8. It was Zeke Robbins.
But as soon as you get him, when he took that big hit where he ran for a first down in the previous drive, they went away. And it allows you to do stuff like this. Accurate passes, just where receivers can catch and turn up the field and make plays after the catch for you. You don't want, in that situation, throw it behind him and then he gets tackled right away. Give him a chance to get you a few extra yards.
Third time tonight that Jordan Parker's been targeted. That's his second grab, now from the 48-yard line. Good atmosphere here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Play action again, pass is caught. That'll move the sticks.
Well,
near side.
I like the body language right now, Diego Pavia. He's building some confidence, the coaching staff giving him some stuff. Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator, calling some stuff to just kind of get his footing in this game.
Dominic Jacinto with the grab and the first down reception. This one incomplete, far side.
And the receivers got to do a little bit better job of hanging on to the ball. He threw a couple early in that first drive that found their way to the turf. That one, Chris Bellamy should have come up with a catch and maybe even make a guy miss. Who knows what happens.
Stops a string of 4 straight completions for Pavia. Compares himself to Johnny Manziel, also patterns his play after Marcus Mariota, he said this week. His ability to improvise and extend plays, certainly we will see that on display this evening. Thomas in the backfield. He'll roll the pocket. Pavia off the back foot, fires a completion. And crossing the 40 for another positive gain. That will be Cordell David.
This crowd likes his style of play. And he's moving the team down the field. 2 drives now, both 2 drives, and in consecutive drives, he's gotten this offense past midfield. Now, the job is let's find a way onto the scoreboard. As you start to put a lot of pressure on the visiting team, Nevada, if you're able to do that early, they're on the road.
Nevada victorious in Reno last year, 55-20.
Look at the slot receiver right here.
All kinds of cushion. Pavia looks that direction. Pass is caught. Needs to make a man miss. Driven down near the 30. Close to a first down, and I believe he got it. Dedman the tackle on Jordan Parker.
Soft zone coverage, and Diego Pavia, he's recognizing it. Like I mentioned, love the way he's playing and settling into this game. Look at the soft cushion on both slot receivers right there. The guy in the middle, and he's just going to find it. Great timing, and he's been that all night long. The ball's coming out. What that tells you is that he's comfortable within this offense to execute and get the ball out.
3 first downs on this drive already after moving 50 yards on the opening possession. Still scoreless in Las Cruces. Star Thomas with an angle and a lane. Held that 2 yards, and that's it. The tackle by Drew Watts.
And we talked about they go 3 deep at that position. We saw Jones there, Thomas, and then Watkins, the TCU transfer, will play as well. Talented group that they don't mind playing either one at any time.
How many times, Dre, are we going to use the word transfer in this game and this season?
We're going to use it a lot going forward for this season, tonight, and years to come.
It is a brave new world in college football. 10th play of the drive coming up on 2nd down. Pavia incomplete on the slant. And through traffic, Tyson Williams providing ample coverage against Parker.
Boy, I was looking at Bellamy with that press coverage up top. Big receiver at 6'2", 200 pounds. It's designed to go the other way, but at any time you find press coverage, you can spin it, get the 3-step drop you need, and spin it outside.
3rd down and 8. What do you like here?
I like a little, you spread them out a little bit and maybe run it with Diego Pavia. Maybe a little quarterback draw here. If you get the look that you want, pick up about half of it and maybe think about going for it on 4th down.
2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this possession for New Mexico State. Pavia rifles a pass caught short of the line to gain. And stopped near the 24-yard line by Tyson Williams, who's been active. It was Jonathan Brady with the grab.
Going to be just shy on 4th down, so kind of to our recipe of get most of it and then go for it here on 4th down. Now this is where I would give him a run-pass option. Try to get him on the edges and see what he can do with his legs. If he picks it up, go ahead and run it. If a receiver pops open in front of you, deliver the football.
4th down and 2. Jerry Kill will roll the dice. Field goal kicker already missed from 43. Pavia pulls it out, buys some time, heaves it end zone, intercepted. Picked off by Isima. The Wake Forest transfer. And a little celebratory dance in the corner of the end zone.
It's about a 4-yard advantage for New Mexico State. And the reason being, they're going to get the ball at the 20. Would have had it at the 24 had he not gotten the ball out of there.
Now the 2-headed monster is back at running back in Reno this year. Toatawa, Devontae Lee. Andre, where pick your poison?
Yeah, 2 tough downhill runners, and Toatawa averaged just under 5 yards a carry last season. And then you bring in Devontae Lee. The only difference is the numbers on the back of the jersey. They both run with physical styles. Both will take on defenders in the open field. And they are both super powerful going between the tackles.
Yeah, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 225 pounds, split the difference between the 2 running backs. Low center of gravity, right? That makes a difference.
I think Tawa would be the bigger back, but he goes about 218. He doesn't try to make you miss. He's going to take you on and try to put the pads on you a little bit.
Brief stoppage and play. Our referee tonight, Steve Barron. Let's see what this conversation is concerning. 2nd possession for Nevada, 3 and out on its first drive.
The game is going to be put on a temporary delay because there's lightning within 8 miles.
Now the unfortunate news broken there by this veteran officiating crew.
My goodness.
I have not seen a single flash.
I don't even see a cloud in the sky, but 8 miles away, we wouldn't see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the game has entered a lightning.
Now, we mentioned the Nevada running backs. Scoreless game, 3:29 to go in our first quarter. Toatawa, Devontae Lee, in their careers, over 4,200 yards, 43 touchdowns. That is production.
It is, and this coaching staff, Coach Ken Wilson was excited that they were still in the cupboard when he got here. And he had to do some re-recruiting to keep some players here. But, you know, Tawa's brother, Tawa, he's a running backs coach here. He did a pretty good job of keeping Toa in tow. And then Devontae Lee, he decided to finish his career as Nevada Wolfpack player as well. So two really, really good players that they can depend on this year.
Now the breeze has picked up, notably in the last couple of seconds. Step aside and take a break. Scoreless ball game in Las Cruces, 3:29 remaining in our first quarter and a weather delay. Well, certainly glad you decided to stick around with us. Mother Nature interfering with week 0 once again. Primetime Mountain Time Zone. 3:29 to go in our first quarter in a scoreless affair between Nevada and New Mexico State. Time of possession, ball control has been a big story thus far. Andre Ware, New Mexico State, couple of drives, no points to show for it.
Yeah, excellent first couple of series for New Mexico State, but no points to show for it. Cross midfield twice, and then they get that second drive going, and it leads to an interception. Diego Pavia, yeah, just man-to-man coverage across the board here. He's trying to make something happen by just throwing the ball up to the end zone, let his receiver try to make a play, and it ended up in the hands of a Wolfpack player.
Isaiah Asisima, transfer from Wake Forest, reeled in the pick. We're just about set and ready to go. We stop play at 8:31 local time. We will resume at 9:04. I'm no mathematician, but about a half hour.
I'm shocked that the teams have already kind of come back on the field. Usually you need a few more minutes of warm up to get yourself going back in the kind of frame of mind that you were in when the game was delayed. But they seem to be ready to go. And if they're ready, we're ready.
We are ready. Shane Illingworth making the start, the transfer out of Oklahoma State, of course, trying to replace production of Carson Strong from a year ago. We expect to see Nate Cox as well at some point in time. Both these guys transferred in from other programs, Louisiana Tech and the Cowboys.
Yeah, and both guys have big frames. Illingsworth goes about 6'6", and then Nate Cox goes at 6'9". Got to be the tallest combination of quarterbacks or two quarterbacks in a program across the country.
Big lane for Devontae Lee. Holding penalty is going to be the call with the flag on the field near the 21, our first infraction of the game.
Yeah, it's thrown right in the middle of the formation.
Offense, number 69, 10-yard penalty, of course, in the previous spot. First down.
Bryce Peterson, the guilty party, the starting center, the transfer from Akron.
And this is where it's to the defense's advantage to come after Nevada right now. You got them backed up, first down and forever. You start dialing up a little pressure on Shane Illingworth.
Illingworth, a California native. Interior handoff will net maybe a yard, possibly two. A stop by Trevor Brohart, a name we should be calling often tonight as Lee has a short game.
Yeah, Coach Keel talked to us about Brohart. He said, hey, he was one of the players in this program that he had to kind of keep because everybody else respected him, and he knew once he won him over and this coaching staff, he gave the coaching staff his blessing, that everybody else would kind of fall in line, and that's exactly how things went this offseason.
Toatawa, the running back. And through the A-gap, he plunders. Stopped at the 15. 3-yard gain, and now third down coming up for Nevada. It'll be 3rd and 15.
And this is where, if you're Nevada, you don't want to try to force anything here and wind up turning the ball over and giving a short field to New Mexico State. So you want to protect it. A long way to go to pick up a first down. And then if you're New Mexico State, you want to keep yourself, between where the ball is and the first down marker. Make sure that you make the stop.
Couple of tight ends line up near side of your screen. Tower, the running back, on 3rd and long as he shifts around. Illingworth off the back foot. The crosser is there, well short of the line to gain. And tripped up at the 15 by Cyrus Dumas. Goes Tyrese Mack.
Excellent open field tackle. And doing a nice job of keeping everything in front of him, in front of the first down marker, and then making a nice stop. Have some pretty good field position to start drive number 3.
Second punt coming from Matt Freen. Outs for New Mexico State, or rather for Nevada. Lawrence Dixon back deep to receive the punt as Freen sends it to the 36. Dixon, a nifty move. And jolted down near the 48-yard line. A punt of 49, a return of 12.
I have known that young man a long time.
Don't forget, coming up next Saturday, the top matchups of the day highlight the ABC schedule. Oregon and Georgia from the ATL Saturday afternoon at 3:30, 12:30 Pacific. And then later on that night, 5th-ranked Notre Dame takes on number 2 Ohio State. Top 5 matchup from the Horseshoe, 7:30 Eastern, the place to be. Columbus, Ohio, the coaching debut of Marcus Freeman. We will see exactly how explosive Ohio State's offense can be in 2022.
They're explosive. That's going to be a tough game for Notre Dame. And like Ohio State at home this year, Oregon went in there and got one early last year. I don't think it's going to happen in 2022.
Pavia remains on the field. A quarterback, Monty Jones, into plus territory with a penalty marker down.
As false start on Cordell David, going in motion. Looked like he started his approach towards the line of scrimmage.
Offense, 5 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Andre, you were mentioning mentally tough. When you think about his journey, he was a 3rd-string quarterback before winning that JUCO National Championship at New Mexico Military Institute. 2-time state champion in wrestling. What I love about him, too, we talk about all the mental and physical toughness. He told Jerry Kill, it doesn't matter who you bring in here, I'm going to beat him out.
And you love that from the quarterback. A little confidence coming in. It doesn't matter, you're 6'6", 6'5", 5'10". It doesn't matter who you bring in here. I'm going to be the quarterback of this program. And so far, that's exactly what's happened with Diego.
New Mexico State has called their first half. 30 seconds out.
36 seconds to go in our first quarter after a 34-minute weather delay. Kind of a helter-skelter restart after the lightning struck at around 8:31 local time. And see if New Mexico State can cash in here.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at how fast the teams got right back out of the locker room and right on the field. That lets you know it's been a long time. They've been chopping at the bit to get back out and play games. A lot of off-season work. And hey, it's time to let all that training out right now.
See Pavia's numbers. Native of Albuquerque, staying in his home state. His mom said this week that she was planning to purchase about 100 tickets for friends and family.
Wow.
And so, I mean, this was an emotional debut at the FBS level for the Pavia family, of course.
Purchase or make it open up an avenue for them to buy tickets. That can get a little expensive every home game. You do it once, they start to expect it too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, 100 tickets, that would be
a lot.
Quite a penny.
Yeah.
Parker goes in motion after the penalty. 1st and 15. Low toss, somehow corralled in a pickup of 2. Crossing the 45. Williams and Bentley Sanders transfer from USF with the tackles.
Shows you a little bit of the arm strength of Diego Pavia. That was thrown from the far hash. A little quick screen out to David. Usually those are thrown into the short side of the field, so trying to catch Nevada, maybe thinking a different way defensively.
Should be the final play of our first quarter. That was the 3rd grab by David, just 11 yards to show for it. And we are scoreless 15 minutes in here in Las Cruces.
That's the end of the first quarter. Timeout.
Well, the bad weather pushing aside for the moment. And our first half rolls right along after this. Scoreless in Las Cruces tonight. 15 minutes in, back in beautiful Las Cruces, New Mexico, the land of enchantment. We are scoreless. Andre Weroy, Philpott, Paul Carcaterra. Brief weather delay already in the books. New Mexico State has moved the football early. No points to show for it up to this point in time. And outgaining Nevada 94-9. They'll have it to start the second period. Second down and 13. Diego Pavia first start of the FBS level. And a screen pass is dropped. Make it third down and long.
And that's Watkins, the transfer from TCU that they brought in, and he had a wall in front of him. All he had to do was handle the screen pass, and he was going to run for a long, long time.
Lonnie Watkins recruited to TCU as a defensive back initially. A lot of staffers from Fort Worth coming here to New Mexico State. That may be the reason he
I was
dropped
thinking it. That's why you saw that big smile on my face.
Third down and 13. Pavia heaves one deep, and it's incomplete. Double coverage in that direction. Parker, the intended target. Zeke Robbins deep down the field.
Yeah, we think alike. I was thinking that maybe that's why he was recruited as the defensive back. Can't catch that little screen pass. I mean, it was set up in front of him big time.
Well, New Mexico State wasting outstanding field position. And now 3 drives where you feel like the Aggies probably should have some kind of points to show for something.
They've had excellent field position. Even when they've had to start in their own end of the field, they've marched it past midfield. But it has not turned into points just yet. And with that, every possession that you don't get points on the board, it's going to give some confidence to Nevada.
Josh Carlson in to punt things away for New Mexico State. A wobbler. Bentley Sanders with a fair catch made at the 13. After a punt of 41. Step aside once more. Second quarter underway. Still scoreless in Las Cruces.
Welcome back to Las Cruces. Nevada's Christian Swain, a senior defensive back, spent the past year volunteering for students with intellectual disabilities to attend college and earn a certificate in the University and Disabilities. He provided support to students in the program by attending classes and helping them with all their assignments and presentations. More on this in a minute, Roy.
Clark, thank you very much. Penalty marker down as Nevada begins this possession with its worst field position of the night.
Offside. Defense number 93 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You know, Christian helped create checklists, songs, and sayings to memorize all the students' duties. And he told me this week, social inclusion for those with disabilities and having them part of society without feeling left out, that's what drives him, he said. And he goes by the quote every day, "Who am I to judge when I myself doesn't walk perfectly?"
An amazing story.
Amazing.
Clark. Lee's going to lose a couple of yards after the penalty made it 1st and 5. The offsides call against New Mexico State.
Well, you got to kind of take your hat off to the job that New Mexico State has done here in the first half, both on both sides of the football, but unable to put points on the board. I mentioned it earlier. You're going to give Nevada a little bit of confidence the longer they stay in the game.
Illingworth, the pump fake. And a pass broken up at the last minute. Bryce Jackson snuck in there, the graduate student, the transfer out of UNLV in 32 in black, getting it done.
Who is Bryce Jackson? Well, career high 11 tackles last season against UTSA, and boy, he broke on that football big time.
3rd down and 7, last pass intended for Jamal Bell, and here we go. Aggies showing pressure. Bell in motion now in the slot, and the snap gets away. Illingworth retreats into the end zone for the safety. And what's been a wacky week 0 That trend will continue. Our first points of the evening. How about a two-pointer?
Well, the defense says, hey, you guys won't put any points on the board? We'll go put some up for you. This is over Illingworth's head. Right here, just a little bit wide right of him, and he does the smart thing. Instead of trying to pick it up and make a play and turn it into a disaster, go ahead and take the safety and then come back when you come back on your next possession. But smart play there by the quarterback, Shane Illingworth.
Dre, was a year ago up in Reno. Nevada beat New Mexico State 55-28 with Carson Strong just getting it done in so many different ways.
Yeah.
This year it's 2-0 in our second quarter.
And that's exactly why I wasn't a big fan of the shotgun. I don't know if I could play in today's era where everybody runs the shotgun, because I know what he's doing. The ball's there, and fans are thinking, well, he should have caught it, could have caught it on the snap. But his eyes are looking at coverage. And so the snap's coming as you're trying to look at coverage. Two things going on at once, and you take your eyes away just long enough. The result is that, especially when you're backed up on that end of the field.
With the safety, of course. Free kick from your own 20-yard line.
You get down there, call me a play where I can get under center, please.
Certainly. I feel you on that one. First safety recorded by New Mexico State in 6 seasons. The Aggies will get the football back with pretty good field position. So a couple of drives, one in a missed field goal, how it ended, the other one in an interception. And now the defense comes through in a weird sort of way. Matthew Killiam on to kick this one away. Parker and Brady back deep to receive. Parker. Jettison down at the 24.
To get out the gate on a good note.
Star Thomas in the backfield on first down, and a timeout will be called by the Aggies.
New Mexico State has called their second timeout of the half. Full timeout.
Well, Coach Kill is not happy having to spend that second timeout.
Step aside, 13:33 remaining in our first half.
Heck of a football game.
Billy Napier making his head coaching debut in Gainesville. Utah probably could have won the Rose Bowl last season against Ohio State, putting up those massive offensive numbers. Trendy pick right now to reach the playoff. Pavia flush and hit hard, driven out of bounds near the 25.
He has taken some shots here in the first half of this ball game and can't outflank the defense. Nevada does a nice job of kind of keeping him lateral, not allowing him to turn up the field, and barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now you're trying to get about half of it here. If you're New Mexico State, set yourself up for third and medium.
Star Thomas flank out. Pavia, sign quarterback keeper. There he goes. Penalty marker is down. Pavia hit out of bounds near midfield. No penalty marker has flown there just yet, but this one could be coming back.
Yeah, it's right in the area of holding, right in the middle of the formation. But you got New Mexico State clapping, saying it's against Nevada.
It's a gain of 23 yards, and let's see.
They stand here. You can see how he excites, teammates, right? That
Illegal block below the waist. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. It'll be first down.
Tyson Williams coming in a little bit low to avoid being blocked. He's maybe diving at a player's legs.
Rush yardage and the penalty yardage combined to make it a 38-yard gain, and the Aggies are in business, Andre.
Oh, a heck of a job. They're across midfield once again. Can they turn it into points?
Thomas, the running back, once again. Operating near the 36. Inside give crossing the 35 goes Thomas, the sophomore.
Some of these handoffs underneath. If Diego Pavia shows it to Thomas and then pulls it out, he's got the corner. He's got the edge that he needs. And we'll be surprised at some point if that's a play call from Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator. Show it inside and get the quarterback on the edge.
2nd down and 8. Full-man front for the Wolfpack. Time for Pavia off the back foot, heaves it in the air and intercepted. 2nd pick thrown by Pavia. Bentley Sanders, a transfer from USF, reels it in, number 20 in white.
I love the receivers that caught the ball with their hands, Roy. You let it get on your body in a crowded area, that's exactly what could happen. Across the middle of the field, you're going to body catch one or catch it against your shoulder pads. It bounces in the air, and the end result, Bentley Sanders with his first interception of the season. Simple catch should be made. And you're trying to catch that against your body. If you're Cordell David, it bounces off you and into the hands of Sanders.
Dre, as a quarterback, as an offensive player, you make 3 trips into plus territory and you come away with no points on those 3 occasions. I mean, that kind of takes a toll on you, doesn't it?
Well, if I'm Pavia, see here what Nevada has going, and I think they're going to get called. New Mexico State's going to get called for 12 men on the field. Didn't have a guy get off in time.
Castile on the jet sweep.
But if I'm Diego Pavia and that example of what you just described happens, go to my group, say, look, don't get frustrated. We can move the ball against these guys. We've just got to take care of it. 2 turnovers when they've moved past midfield. So just stay patient, work within what's going on offensively, and we'll get it in the end zone. But you have to keep them believing that you can move the football.
Substitution infraction. Defense had 12 players. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced. It'll be 1st down.
So instead of 2nd and 3, they'll opt for 1st and 5.
Yeah, just a player trying to get off the field here right around the 25-yard line or so, and he just didn't make it. Would have made it had he just been full speed. He's creeping off the field. Get off the field, homie.
Hey, it's week 0. It's a soft launch from what I've been told. Everybody's trying to figure things out. Got lightning delays across the country. One here tonight in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Handoff inside, and there's a crease and big yardage. All the way ahead to midfield. And there he is, Toa Taua, his first big gainer of the evening. And here comes tempo for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, tempo, big hole opened up along the right side. Bryce Peterson, the center. Trey Hamilton, the right tackle, opened up a nice big hole.
Taua again with a full head of steam and another 1st down. Stopped at the 36.
This is what you had to be afraid of if you're a New Mexico State fan. Not scoring when you get past half field or midfield, and then allowing Nevada to stay in this ball game.
You press the X button here again to run the same play. No, play action. A nifty play calling there by Derek Sage and this Nevada offense. Quick pitch and catch results in 6 yards. Stopped by Chris Ojo.
I probably would have handed it off again, but nice job of play calling there. By Coach Sage, when you're talking about keeping New Mexico State on their heels a little bit, where they don't know exactly what's coming at them.
First reception by a tight end in Cooper Schultz, one of 8 tight ends on this roster. Again, moving with pace. Devontae Lee bursts ahead. Devontae Lee stays on it. There he goes towards the end zone for the touchdown. How fast was that Nevada catching fire on that possession?
Toa Taua got it started. Devontae Lee gets it in the end zone, but he needs to go over and thank number 4, B.J. Castile, the wide receiver, who throws one heck of a block to free him up. He'll come into your screen, you see him speed up and throw the block that frees Devontae Lee where he gets himself into the end zone. What a block. Love the unselfish players, man. Love them.
Dirty work of wide receivers getting the job done on the perimeter. Talton bangs home the extra point. Our first touchdown comes quickly from the Wolfpack, Andre.
Yeah, great job of blocking by the offensive line. And then count the receivers in there.
Big touchdown run for Devontae Lee. Nevada leading New Mexico State by a score of 7-2. First touchdown of the night for either side just over 10 minutes to go. Fast moving first half with the exception of that lightning delay. And you see those last 4 plays, Nevada catching fire. Took less than 90 seconds to score the game's first touchdown on that possession. 4 plays in 80 yards, and Lee capping it off from 32 yards out.
Huge runs, and finally stopped messing around with the passing game a little bit and turned around and gave it to the strength of the offense, which are the 2 guys that play running back.
Jordan Parker, Jonathan Brady back deep to receive this kick coming from Matthew Killiam. And a 5-point lead for the Wolfpack. Won 8 games last year, but the roster has turned over in many different ways after the departure of Jay Norvell to Colorado State. Ken Wilson taking over year number 1, his first year as a head coach. And Parker near the goal line. Brought down crossing the 15 after a 16-yard return.
Well, now the pressure is on the other side of the field in the form of New Mexico State, because all those nice drives that you had that didn't finish with points, now you're going to start to feel a little bit of pressure to have to get some points on the scoreboard.
Well, that's what Jerry Kill and offensive coordinator Tim Beck told us when Diego Pavia has been under pressure in preseason camp. That's when he's responded. We're starting field position of the night for the Aggies. Operating out of the pistol. The inside give, and that's 1, maybe 2, and that's it. So Jamani Jones trying to get something going on the ground for New Mexico State.
Yeah, and on the early downs, Nevada is kind of crowding the line of scrimmage. 7, 8 in the box. Gonna dare you to throw the football here, force Diego Pavia to pick it up and throw it. And especially where they are in terms of field position wise, you really don't want to make a mistake if you're New Mexico State here.
Fake it to Jones. Pavia again floats 1 deep. And it is picked off at the 46. Intercepted, the 2nd of the game for Isaiah Isima.
2nd interception for him, and he's just reading the quarterback who's hanging the ball up, and that's the 2nd time that he just hung it up into coverage, and Isima was in pretty good position all along. You're trying to really hope that your receivers will make a play for you. No one in the area except Isima. Now, if I'm on the receiving end of this, if I'm Nevada, and I'm sending my quarterback onto the field, Shane Illingworth, I'm going deep right here.
Take a shot.
Sudden change at midfield, though they're in a run formation. I'm dialing up what gets me to the end zone the fastest.
How about the turnover trident? 3 picks for Nevada so far, including 2 by Isaiah Isima. Vocal leader for this defense, and he has come up enormous tonight. Illingworth, nowhere to run, dumps it off to Mack. And Mack's going to pick up first down yardage and a couple of more. All the way down to the 40. Bullied his way down there.
That's some help by a couple of offensive linemen as well to escort him past the first down marker, but looking downfield, nothing there, and decides to just kind of dump it off underneath.
12-yard pass play, longest of the night for Illingworth. Tawa, punishing finish again, a gain of 4 yards on first down.
Hey, we're seeing this running game from Nevada really heat up. The 2-headed monster, but credit the offensive line. They had 1 returner starter in Aaron Frost, and he was hurt in camp a couple of weeks ago. This is all new starters, Andre. They call themselves a union, and they're earning their wages.
Illingworth play action. How about the arm strength there? Pinpoint accuracy inside the 20. Nevada entering the red zone. The stop by Crump after the grab by Mack.
Yeah, and to Clark's point, it was 3 big runs that got this thing going. A 24-yarder by Toa, 13-yarder, and then all of a sudden Lee comes in and caps it with a 32-yard touchdown run. But he's right. It's all because of the play of what's going on up front by the Union, the offensive line of Nevada.
And Clark might as well have been a quarterback back in the day, because you quarterbacks always compliment the offensive linemen. Like, you always bring it up to make sure those guys are getting their due respect.
You got to make sure they're taken care of, man.
Tala stopped at the 11. Another quality pickup. Nevada looks like a different offense the last two drives.
Well, what you like is that you got those 5 new guys that Clark talked about, but when you have downhill runners like Toa and Lee, then you don't need a whole lot of, a big hole to go. They're just coming right downhill. Give me a little crease to get through. And that's exactly what's happening now for Nevada. They're starting to take advantage of things in this running game.
After a 7-yard pickup, operating out of the pistol once again, Illingworth hands it off. Toa Tala, 5th-year senior, also a father. Vontae Lee, also a dad. The two have a couple of young toddlers that they're very proud of, that kind of keep them grounded, Andre.
They'll do it. They'll ground you, and they'll make you proud of them at times. And there are times they make you want to take some tweezers and pull out what little hair you have.
3rd and 2. Vontae Lee, the running back. 8 in the box for New Mexico State. There goes Lee, straight ahead, 1st down and then some. 1st and goal for the Wolfpack, a new team coming out of the weather delay, and a chance to go up by 2 scores here.
And they have really just kind of turned this game over to the offensive line. They're just letting them fire off the ball, breaks a couple of tackles. He is doing some damage when they get down inside or around the red zone. It's been Lee that they've kind of turned the keys to the car over to.
Lee stays on the field, gets the call again, pushing the pile towards the 5, inside the 5. And jolted down near the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
He's the battering ram, so to speak. 230 pounds at 5'9", big lower body, which makes it tough to bring him down one-on-one. Be time for a little bootleg here. Get Illingworth on the edge. Everybody's thinking that Lee's going to get it.
They've run it 4 straight to that point. Illingworth, play action, sent down. And driven down by Lazarus Williams, number 10 in black, and that's a big-time sack at a critical moment.
Exactly what they went to, trying to get the quarterback on the edge of the defense, but New Mexico State not having it. Just keeps the leverage and then makes the tackle to kind of finish things off. Nice job by Williams there to identify his keys and then still make a play.
Third down and goal and a timeout.
Yeah, too many men ran off the field for New Mexico State, and they only had 10
New Mexico
left.
State has called their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
So they got to get
one
one more body on the field, and they exhausted their final timeout, but it's a good time to take it because they were outmanned. I mean, somebody was going to give up a play there.
And Jerry Kill has been ballistic on the sideline throughout this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's because he's had to burn 2 timeouts. You see 2 guys, 3 come off the field, and you can count 10. Even my U of H math, I can count that fast.
Now, Kill has been on a mission to turn this program around. That's what he's done at 4 other stops as a head coach along the way. Of course, the health problems, suffering from epilepsy, the seizures well documented during those stops.
He's the 8th winningest active coach in the game right now. So he knows how to do it. He can put programs together. Just give him some time. He's going to have these guys competing as well.
Toa, the running back, 3rd down and goal from the 10. Illingworth sets up the screen. And no real estate available for Jamal Bell, driven backwards towards the 15. Chris Ojo, they call him Mojo Ojo.
Nice job by Ojo. Got a chance to visit with him this week. And what a delight it was. You talk about a guy that is enthusiastic to play for this program. He told me he might actually think about, staying in Las Cruces when his career's over, or maybe at some point getting back here.
29-yard field goal attempt coming from Brandon Talton. 21 of 29 a year ago from the right hash. He bangs that one through. Still a one-possession game. Our new score 10-2. 4:08 remaining here in our first half in line. 10-2 our score. 4:08 remaining in our first half here inside Aggie Memorial Stadium. Land of enchantment. Andre Ware, Roy Philpott, Paul Carcaterra along for the ride. Ken Wilson, a good start in year number 1 as the new head coach at Nevada. Good crowd on hand tonight as well, supporting the Aggies.
He's trying to lock down that first win as a head coach.
Not easy, right?
Jerry Kill over here with 150 plus, and Ken Wilson's just looking for number 1.
Yeah, we had to double check that. Kill, the 8th active winningest all-time coach.
It's amazing.
It is impressive. Kill him back on, boot this one away. And 9 yards deep. Uneven start so far for New Mexico State quarterback Diego Pavia, Andre.
Yeah, kind of some self-inflicted wounds, throwing it up into coverage. I know sometimes you want to let your receivers make plays, but you can't against man coverage, and you're getting pressure. This one, receivers just got to catch the football, bail you out. That one I'll give to put on the receiver, but this one, another one. Ill-advised throw, 2 interceptions in his last 2 throws, 3 over his last 6 passes. Got to settle him in while this game is still very much within reach.
And you see, he started 8 for his first 12, just 1 for his last 6, including the 3 picks. Pavia remains on the field. We do expect to see Gavin Frakes at some point tonight as well, the backup and the true freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma at the quarterback position. Jet sweep near side, a little shake and bake, but driven down, and really nothing doing on that play as Jordan Parker, was stopped by Deadman.
Yeah, got to get him turned up the field. This is a play that's designed where as soon as you get leverage, and there's a point there when he gets outflanks the defense where you got to turn it up and take what's there. Guys will try to bounce it to get extra. Just can't do it. Live with what's there and come back and fight on second down.
Deadman called the silent assassin for this Wolfpack defense. Doesn't say much. Obviously is productive. Pavia rips it out. Old school option. Pitch goes to Brady. They're going to lose a couple of more. It was Tyson Williams that snipped it out. That's a loss of 4.
Yeah, and they're making him second guess. Everything's moving so slow. And that's because you've got Nevada. A lot of guys are in position, so they're making Diego Pavia think about the option rather than attack with it.
Amazing how this game changed shortly after the lightning delay. New Mexico State dominated most of that first quarter. No points to show for it. Struck with the safety on the errant snap that whipped right past Illingworth. Since then, it's been all Nevada after the long scoring drive in just 4 plays in less than 90 seconds.
Yeah, it really has, and they turned it over to the offensive line. Clark mentioned it. Big 5 new guys playing up front for Nevada this year with Aaron Frost out, and they are moving bodies and controlling the line of scrimmage offensively. And they got New Mexico State playing on their heels a little bit, but it's still within range. We've got a lot of football left.
Wacky week 0 beginning. We saw the upset over across the pond. Northwestern beating Nebraska earlier today.
I think Fitzgerald can coach a little football.
I think so.
Absolutely he can.
Pressure turned up on Scott Frost and Lincoln. 3rd down here, Pavia. Pocket collapses and down he goes. Dom Peterson, first time tonight we've called his name. The ball came out late, and let's see.
The ruling on the field is a fumble by the defense. Nevada ball, first down.
Dom Peterson wore number 99 last year. He switched to numeral 0 this campaign, and he is a force to be reckoned with.
He is stretching out that 0 as well. But here, just great pressure from Dom Peterson, and you called his name. He's about ready to make a play. Not only does he sack the quarterback, but he recovers the fumble to go along with it. A heck of a play by big Dom Peterson. He is the leader of this program on many, many levels.
Well, he got an earful from Coach Wilson coming off the sideline, but Ken Wilson gave us this great quote on his star defensive tackle. He said he's as disrupted a defensive lineman as any player he's been around in his coaching career. Wolfpack take over in the red zone, and a handoff straight ahead results in a 4-yard pickup. Toatawa getting it done once again. This rushing attack starting to take hold.
He kind of starts the series, and then Lee comes in and finishes things. But Tawa has had some really, really impressive runs. He kind of got this thing started when they were struggling offensively and not really knowing what to do. He came in, hit a couple of big runs, and then they found their way to the end zone.
The great story with 35 in white. His older brother is the running backs coach. Vi Tawa, the second leading rusher all time in Nevada history. You watch them interact with each other. They don't appear to be related. Very professional relationship on the field, but they are very tight, of course, off the field. Tawa again picks up a couple of more. 3rd down and short.
Rob played at Nevada, as you mentioned, but also played in the NFL for a little while. You see him before games. He can get you fired up now.
He's getting them fired up as we speak. Over 4,500 rush yards in Reno. Great story for a 5th-year senior that decided to stick around through the coaching change. 3rd and 4. Clean pocket Illingworth all night to throw. Finally fires. Pass is caught by Castile. It'll be 1st down and goal. The Arizona transfer comes up clutch.
Well, they were down here their previous possession, 1st and goal, and New Mexico State able to hold them and keep them out of the end zone. So see if they can do it again here, force a field goal attempt. They need very much the same thing here.
And it was Mack with the reception. Illingworth plows ahead, upending. Down at the 5, a gain of maybe a half yard, and that's it.
It's not too hard to get under or get leverage on a guy that's 6'6". Here I just say, hey, protect yourself, get down. He's trying to run over a player. It's going to happen a lot at 6'6".
I think Nevada too content to let the clock run down after the stop by Bryce Jackson. Try to close this first half with a bang. Lee in the backfield, he'll get the call. Devontae Lee probing towards the end zone. And a penalty marker is down. Touchdown is ruled. Let's see what the infraction's all about.
The offsides.
Offside. Yeah. Defense number 94 lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Marcus Buckley lined up in the neutral zone. The touchdown for Nevada. And the Wolfpack extending their lead with just 42 seconds remaining in the first half. And Devontae Lee awfully impressive with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
We keep turning it over, giving short fields away, and the game starts to slowly slip away from him.
Good start, Ken Wilson. His first stint as a head coach. He's waited for his time. And Lee just finds a way. He just kind of probed his way to reach pay dirt.
It was a good inside runner, between the tackles type runner, and then he explodes once he finds daylight. Not a lot of guys are signing up to meet him in the hole. And we mentioned that big lower body and just a strong runner at 230 pounds.
Now, we mentioned Ken Wilson, 19 years as an assistant in Reno. Was the co-defensive coordinator at Oregon last year. He was actually following Mario Cristobal down to Miami.
Yeah.
Was looking for houses in Coral Gables when he got the phone call. Hey, we've got a spot. Would you be interested? Yeah. Would you be interested in this position at Nevada? He grew up in Northern Nevada.
His wife was excited to go back, and he said, hey, I just kind of made my way. Was actually double dipping and trying to help the team prepare for the bowl game in Oregon, and then still do some things at Nevada to get himself ready for that job, for this job.
Wolfpack now have scored 17 straight after trailing 2-0 early. And a touchback off the foot of Killam once again.
You got to give Ken Wilson a lot of credit for double dipping. He's trying to be the defensive coordinator for Oregon, preparing for the Alamo Bowl, but then getting a staff together, recruiting. But he didn't want to cheat the players at Oregon, and that's a credit to him and his character, because today's day and age, we've seen coaches, man, they get jobs, they're gone, and the staff that they leave behind is left with what they have to deal with, and he didn't want to do that. And I think he's the type of coach that players want to play for. That's why when he came back after 19 years as an assistant, there's a big-time vibe around this program that they have one of their own coaching.
Jones, the running back. Pavia remains on the field. Jones gets the carry, crossing the 30, a 5-yard pickup, the tackle by Walker.
And not only, you know, cheating coaches, but cheating players out of a bowl experience. You know, they've worked the entire year to get themselves ready. You get to a bowl game, and you want to feel like, you know, you can deliver and finish off what you started for that season, then move on to Nevada. I think he did a heck of a job in kind of serving both places.
Mexico State out of timeouts, and Jerry Kill, year number 1 in Las Cruces, electing to allow the clock to run down. A good start for the Aggies, a better second quarter for Nevada. And the Wolfpack with a 17-2 halftime advantage on the road. The Wolfpack picked 4th West Division of the Mountain West Conference, the preseason poll. Strong finish last year with Carson Strong, who's now playing very well for the Philadelphia Eagles in preseason play. And Wolfpack set to get the football first to start our third quarter.
Well, Nevada, they need to go down and just continue what they were doing at the end of the first half, which was the running game and putting the ball in the end zone. And then the Mexico State, they need a stop in the worst way. A stop, whether it comes by a turnover or 3 and out, and then go down and put themselves in the end zone to get right back in this ball game.
Ethan Albertson set to kick things away for New Mexico State. Small bell back deep to receive. Through the back of the end zone, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Nevada. Paul Carcaterra, what do you have?
Well, Roy, expect a heavy dose of the run game in the second half. I just caught up with Ken Wilson, Nevada's head coach. He's really pleased with the run game. He said his new offensive line, that's 5 new starters, really found momentum specifically in that second quarter. Defensively, he thinks they've been at their best when they keep Diego Pavia on the pocket, right? Like if they let him get out of that pocket area, he's dangerous. He thinks because he's a smaller quarterback, they can really rattle him if they keep him in the pocket. Well, he's gotten picked off 3 times, and he's also got sacked by Don Peterson and a fumble recovery. So keeping the shorter quarterback in the pocket has been critical for them.
Tawa in motion. The swing pass is there for 35 in white, and he dropped it.
Well, and their playmaker, Brohard, was right there. Tawa comes up with that. I don't know that he's going anywhere with Trevor Brohard right within his footsteps.
I love a middle linebacker that wears number 80 in Brohard. You don't see that.
I love the name. It's a great football name.
2nd down and 10. Wolfpack by 15. Tawa, the 5th-year senior. The jump cut made a man miss, close to a 1st down, and stopped about a half-yard short.
Well, he's really got a feel for things tonight. Had the entire defense flowing to their left, and then he decides to put his foot in the ground and cut it back. And I mean, everybody was out of position when he made that run.
7 yards per carry tonight so far for 35 in white. Monte Lee checks in. Stacked up, only needed a yard. He'll get that and then some. Drive stays alive.
Well, you usually see 2 different styles of running backs. When a team goes with a 1-2 punch or a running back by committee, it's usually a big, powerful back, and then a guy that comes in that gives you some speed and quickness. Not with Nevada. These 2 guys are basically identical. And so that can wear on a defense over time when you have two big physical backs coming downhill at you over and over and over again.
In the backfield on first down. Play action for Illingworth. 7 of 11 through the air. Crossing the 40 ahead to the 42. Bryce Jackson ushered Jamal Bell out of bounds. But a quality pickup.
Yeah, Derek Sage, the offensive coordinator for Nevada, he's called a heck of a game. You know, they can pound away all night with these two backs that we just described, but he is mixing in, doing a nice job of mixing in some passes there to Jamal Bell, who's seen Castile. Nice job of play calling.
Monte Lee, deep handoff, and tucked down behind the line of scrimmage. TFL for Lazarus Williams.
The coaching staff, they really like him. They think he's got an NFL future. Moved to linebacker this year from defensive end, and he's the team's best pass rusher. He's got the size as well, 6'5", about 275, looks the part.
Ray, he could be another player for New Mexico State's defense that plays at the next level one day.
No doubt. Coaches seem to think so.
Bell in motion on third down and long. Illingworth retreats, pass incomplete. Blanket coverage there. Jamal Bell, the intended target. Dumas broke it up.
Stitch with a play. That's what they call him around these parts. Second on the team with 2 interceptions last year. He's their best cover corner, and they pick up a first down, but then the next couple of downs, they force a punt, which will, if they can go down and get some points here and reward this defensive effort, they'll be right back in this game.
Lawrence Dixon back to receive this punt from Matt Freen.
Went to college with his dad. We were best of friends, and I've seen Lawrence when he first started Pop Warner football.
I didn't realize you were that old.
I've known him that long.
Dixon corralled quickly and driven down.
As a matter of fact, his dad used to do the same thing at Houston, ran back kickoffs, and then did it for the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. So pretty good player in his own right.
1-yard return after a 39-yard punt. New life for New Mexico State. My question for you, Trey, how long do you stick with Diego Pavia at this point at quarterback?
Yeah, I think you go this first drive, and if they have some success, you go ahead and stay with him. If he makes another knucklehead decision by throwing it up into coverage, I think you got to make the change. And they told us Frakes would play. We'll see here after this one, but he needs to don't turn the ball over here.
Turnovers have been a problem off deflections and also deep balls. Star Thomas the carry through the A-gap and a gain of 2.
You know, Gavin Franks has been warming up. I've seen Franks, the freshman, taking some action on the sideline. He's a big recruit. He's a Princeton commit. Jerry Kill and his staff were able to lure him after he committed to Princeton, but Pavia is on a short leash. Jerry Kill did say that they didn't help him out offensively, but he didn't make the best of decisions. And I asked Kill straight up, will we see Franks? And he said, we could.
Second down and 8. Frakes staying loose. That pass up in the air and picked off again.
No, that's not on Pavia. That's the second interception off a receiver's hands that went up in the air and was intercepted.
Tyreek Mack with the pick.
Mack with that one. The one before was Sanders, but you gotta hold on to the football if you're a receiver for New Mexico State.
Jordan Parker has to be better in that situation. The pass had some zest on it. Still have to corral it, Andre.
Oh, what a heck of a play there to pick it off. And then now with another short field is Nevada. The Wolfpack set up to do business here at about the 30-yard line of the Aggies.
Illingworth has gone the distance. Another turnover force. And let's see. The Wolfpack want to take a shot.
Right in the middle of the field. They're going to take a look at this interception, but that coverage, the middle of the field, is a weakness. And that's where I'm going if I'm Nevada.
Well, the secondary for the Wolfpack awfully impressive. Third down coming up for New Mexico State after the original ruling of the interception by Tyreek Mack was overturned by the replay booth and replay official Brad Van Vark. Andre,
I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see it, and I can watch that 1,000 times and I would still say it's an interception.
You need indisputable video evidence. I'm not sure we saw that there with the arm and the hand under the football as he hit the ground.
And you even had an official in the shot that we just witnessed. That was the best shot we had. I still don't think it's an interception.
Close call either way. Third down and 8. New life for Diego Pavia.
Sorry, I think it's an interception. I don't think it's an incomplete pass.
Pavia flush. Pass incomplete. Nevada will get the football back.
Pass is incomplete.
Cordell David, the intended receiver, 4th down and 7.
What do they say in basketball? Ball don't
lie.
Ball don't lie, man.
Well, you trade off the bad field position after the call was overturned on the field. My point would be the original call matters there because you're looking for indisputable video evidence. I think that comes into question in that sequence.
Totally agree with you.
If they had called incomplete, then I think that ruling should have stuck. Bentley Sanders back deep to receive this punt. Josh Carlson put things away for the Aggies. Able to do anything with the extra down, end over end. Sanders bobbles, hit hard, driven down there. 45-yard punt, 0 on the return.
Season long, and it started with Notre Dame.
What a slate next weekend. Labor Day. We'll be in East Lansing to see 15th ranked Michigan State on a Friday night spot. Can't wait to visit Mel Tucker.
C.J. Stroud has the odds to win the Heisman. What better way to get off or catapult your way out in front of everybody than with a win over a good performance and a win over Notre Dame.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Nate Cox checks in for the first time. The backup to Carson Strong the last 2 seasons.
So they went from 6'6" to 6'9".
First touch for Cross Patton, the transfer from Oregon, numero 0. Plows ahead, short of the 35, a 3-yard gain, the stop by Dumas.
6'9" Nate Cox. What, 60% last year, 2 touchdown passes, only 1 interceptions. Had a great camp. Made his first start in the Quick Lane bowl game against Western Michigan.
Tallest quarterback in FBS history, my friend.
He is.
And he just handed the football off to 5'6" Cross Patton.
Don't see a lot of 6'9" guys playing quarterback or football, period. They're usually power
New Mexico
forwards
State has
some basketball
first charge timeout of the half.
Aggies call the timeout. We'll step aside. Nevada by 15, just underway in our 3rd quarter. Teams continue to surge. 3rd down coming up for Nate Cox, the senior. He's waited for his time. Finally has arrived here in our 3rd quarter. Pack needs 4 to keep the drive going. He'll keep it. Cox with a lane. Cox with a first down. Stopped at the 48. And that'll be a gain of 14 yards on the quarterback keeper for 6'9".
If he just falls forward, how many yards is that?
I mean, like
That's
3.5.
So you give him a little momentum and he falls forward, you know he's going to pick up the first down. That's pretty good athletic ability there.
I think so. So Cox, a good start. Coming in for relief, Shane Illingworth, a transfer from Oklahoma State. Bryce Jackson, the stop against Toa Taua. And now Taua has Nevada in plus territory.
Taua runs so hard. And I think there's a misconception about his quickness and ability to change directions.
5-yard gain, play action. Cox heaves it, first down.
One thing with Nate Cox, he's not going to have problems seeing over the line of scrimmage. At 6'9", I mean, he can see everything.
Spencer Curtis makes his first catch of the season, 18 in white. Approaching 10 to go in our 3rd quarter. Yeah, 6'9", you should be able to see over the top of the stadium.
No doubt.
Cox couldn't handle the snap. Second time we've seen a potential issue there tonight with Nevada's offense.
Running the run and shoot, never took a gun snap my entire college career.
Still banging that drum, I hear you.
I can't. I like watching coverage. I like being, and when you're moving, you can see coverage, and the snap is coming in the same place every single time.
It's a loss of 8.
I don't know that it gives you that much more time in protection being in the shotgun either.
We're getting philosophical here. Late nights in Las Cruces.
Well, that's all fans see nowadays.
Right.
It's all they see is a shotgun. 75% of the plays that, I guess, take place in the NFL are out of the shotgun. So you rarely see, and on the collegiate level, every offense with pace and tempo, it's usually done out of the shotgun. Even short yardage, teams will go to the shotgun just to hand the ball off, which is beyond me. I've never understood that one.
And that really is what gets fans up in arms when there's an issue there, short yardage, near the goal line,
Yes.
either direction. There's a turnover out of the gun because of a bad snap. Everybody goes crazy. On third down, penalty marker is down, screen pass is there, and no real estate to be gained. Tackled a yard behind the line by Bryce Jackson.
He's had a nice game. One of the leaders on this back end for New Mexico State. Has tons of experience.
The Aggies are hanging around. That grab by Toa Taua in traffic.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, I know that Nevada's put up 17 points. All the points have come off turnovers, and 2 of them on a short field. Defense is kind of doing its job for New Mexico State. The offense now, as we start to get later into this game, got to start doing their part.
My question for you, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, is this the possession where Gavin Frakes checks in for the first time?
I think so, because you had an interception essentially overturned. Not the quarterback's fault, but you got to see if you can get some life into your offense and see if someone else can add a spark to it.
Flag on the field. The punt received by Dixon at the 9.
Illegal formation in the backfield. That 5 will be forced at the end of the kick. Timeout.
8:09 remaining in our third quarter. New Mexico State gets the football back when we return, and guess who's on the field for the first time? Gavin Frakes after this. 17-2 our score. Nevada leading New Mexico State. Andre Ware, Paul Carcaterra, Roy Philpott here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, on site and enjoying this one. Gavin Frakes getting set to make his debut into the FBS, a one-time commitment to Princeton, as Paul Carcaterra told you about in the first half. Switched that commitment. His dad played here for the Aggies. Jerry Kill said, hey, we'll take that, use that to our advantage anytime in recruiting.
Z might have to stick with his original commitment, which would put him in Princeton.
Now, you know the intelligence is there. Handoff. Jamani Jones barrels ahead for a short pickup, the stop by Drew Watts.
Well, this is the perfect time, I think, to put Frakes in the game, where you still have a bunch of time in the third quarter. Give him a drive. Let's see if he adds a spark to what they do offensively. Can he get us on the scoreboard? And if he does, then you kind of continue to ride that. If not, and he gets the jitters, or you see that the moment is too big for him, you can always go back to Diego, who started this game.
Pavia got off to a great start.
He did.
For his first 12, and then just lost momentum. Off the pump fake, wide open. Here's a chance for the Aggies. Pass will be caught. Justice Powers still on his feet. Powers lassoed down in the red zone.
You called it, my man. You said during the break, I got to give you credit, something big. I feel something big getting ready to happen. And I just said, a shot maybe? Maybe so, in the form of Frakes. Spins one out here, little shoulder pump to get his receiver down the field.
Powers.
And Powers, Justice Powers with the grab. Just needed a receiver that could catch the ball and not put it on the turf, or have it ping off his hands and into the hands of a Nevada defensive back. And now threatening is New Mexico State.
A 67-yard gain for the Aggies, longest play of the night. Inside handoff, Fake toss after the fact to Jones. And a good pickup, and you can feel the Aggies now with momentum on this side for the first time in a while.
Yeah, and it comes. That's what we were talking about. Just a spark is all they were looking for offensively. Now, can you get us into the end zone? He'd go a long way by doing that and keeping this job for the remainder of the year.
Offensive coordinator Tim Beck told us they saw Frakes at camp at TCU. They loved him. They had him on campus. He enrolled early. He's been here since January. Freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma, directing traffic quite nicely so far. Jones again. Peterson chasing, tripped up at the 10.
Frakes had a great senior year at Norman North High School. Close to 3,000 all-purpose yards, 32 touchdowns as a senior. Not a whole lot of running room there for Jamani Jones, who's a junior college transfer from NEO.
Back with the last tackle, an important stop to make it 3rd down and 3.
First order of business right here for Frakes. Pick up the first down.
4 down territory in your opinion?
Well, I think so. Definitely with the score being 17-2.
8 in the box. Frakes to the air, to the end zone. Passes caught. Touchdown Aggies. Cordell David with the grab in the corner.
Sometimes you don't know what you have in practice because some guys just aren't practice players. I wasn't. But when the lights come on, let's go get it. That's Gavin Frakes right now. Threw a straight up dime in the corner of the end zone. The ball spinning nicely to the outside behind the defender's ear, and what a catch by Cordell David.
He got 2 feet down. You only need 1 in college. Number 11 in black celebrating, and rightfully so. And Frakes 2 for 2 through the air in his first drive for 77 yards, and the 6 are right there.
Well, Las Cruces, you got a quarterback conversation right now.
Albertson on for the all-important.
Won't call it a controversy, but I'll call it a conversation for sure. Now, another one of those, you got a full-blown competition going on. Let's take another look at this pass to David in the corner of the end zone. Just to call this a fade stop where you throw it right behind the defender's ear and let your receiver adjust to it, and it's got to be thrown on a frozen rope. This is repped over and over and over in practice, and the defender has no chance because you don't know when the ball is arriving to make a play on it. And it is timed up perfectly, thrown perfectly. That's a heck of a way to throw your first collegiate touchdown pass.
See Tony Sanchez, wide receivers coach, dapping it up a little bit with Cordell David. Sanchez, the longtime UNLV head man and a former player here for New Mexico State. Another earful coming from Jerry Kill. I tell you what, he's been after his staff and these officials at times tonight.
He told us he had settled it a little bit and he's a little more mild-mannered, a CEO type. I'm just going to manage things. No, he's coaching tonight. And now he's trying to coach his team right back into this thing. They're back in it.
First time roaming the sidelines as the head coach since 2015. Last stop at Minnesota. Guess who New Mexico State plays Thursday night? Yeah, the Golden Gophers on the road. 3 yards deep and tripped up is Bell. As we check in again with Paul Carcaterra.
You know, I was watching Frakes warm up, and I had a strong idea he was going to get in that series. And I'll tell you what, you guys were talking about his intelligence being a Princeton commit. We could talk about his physical attributes, too. Jerry Kill and staff told us all week that in terms of, like, the measurables, he sizes up to NFL Combine prospect-type quarterbacks. And when you watch him warm up, when you watch his first drive, I mean, Andre, that's something of legend, right? Your first time ever playing college football, you're 2 for 2 with a bomb and then a beautiful touch pass. Gavin Frakes has some upside.
Yeah, and your team's struggling before you go in and you deliver like that, throw your first collegiate touchdown pass. You'll remember it forever.
Cox back on the field, heaves one deep and out of bounds. 2nd down and 10. All right, if you're Nate Dreiling, the young defensive coordinator for the Aggies, you trying to dial up some pressure here and mix things up.
I keep doing exactly what he's done all night long, especially with a new quarterback. I'm not sure why Cox is in the game right now, because Illingworth was playing his butt off at times during this game. But if that's what they're going to do, I wouldn't change anything that they're doing defensively. They've done their job. Now the offense has started to do their job.
Toatawa, bowling ball straight ahead. Stop at the 29. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Which is what you want defensively. So now you want to change things up, get exotic, bring some blitz, show some pressure. Make sure you defend the run here, but I think Nevada's going to throw the football, and I would come after the 6'9" Nate Cox.
Lee, the running back, 3rd and 7. Cox steps ahead. Cox with a rush lane. Cox with a 1st down. Well, those long strides can be deceiving.
Yeah, forced out of the pocket by pressure. Unfortunately for New Mexico State, there's nobody on the front side that got there. They drop into coverage. He steps up in the pocket, and there's a lot of green turf in front of Nate Cox.
Cox has waited for his time to shine behind Carson Strong. Strong, the Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year the last 2 seasons. Slide in safely at the 40. The ball spotted right where the slide begins.
Takes the big fellow a while to get it going, doesn't he? Those long 6'9" legs. But once he gets going, well, he's pretty athletic. Not afraid to run him, and that's a message being sent by Derek Sage. Hey, we will run the quarterback.
Cross Patton checks in as the running back, 5'6", $155.
That's what you're saying. 6'9", headed off to 5'6".
That's Minute and Muggsy back in the day. That's what he'll do here, Patton. Change of pace, 3rd down, running back, driven backwards after a gain of 4 by Chris Ojo.
Ojo escorts him to the ground. A little ugly on that one. Showing him who's boss. Don't come in the middle of this defense. I own this here. Me and Trevor Brohard. We own this area of the field.
Mojo Ojo, born in Nigeria, moved to Los Angeles when he was 8. And a big-time playmaker for the Aggies defense. Tawa gets the call on 3rd down. Tawa picks up a 1st.
Starting to take over. You see as we get later into this game, this big offensive line for Nevada starting to lean and inflict its will up front. And Toatawa with great vision finding holes on the backside.
Needed 4, picked up 5, now at 83 yards on the ground. And this time Cox lassoed by Lazarus Williams.
Not sure if he was offsides or not. May have been a little bit early.
Check the infraction.
He is a good-looking athlete, you know it? 6'5", 270.
Defense, number 10. Penalty, 1st down.
Got there a little quick before the ball was snapped. And a free 5 yards. So now I'm across midfield. I'm Derek Sage. I'm going to dial up a deep shot.
You're licking your chops right now.
To Bell. I mean, it's a free down. That's a free 5 yards you just gave me. It's still 1st down. I'm going to take my shot right here.
Back in at running back. We'll get the call. Stacked up after a 1-yard pickup by Ojo.
Not rotating a lot of defensive players in and out. And then the Union starting to lean on defenders a little bit. Getting to the 2nd level and allowing these backs, Lee and Tawa, to take over here.
1 possession game, 2nd down, and a long 4 to go. Cox wants to throw. He will, has his tight end. That's another 1st down.
And that's the mix that we talked about. That's the offensive coordinator, Derek Sage, has done. Just enough passes to kind of keep you guessing defensively.
Jacob Monroe with the grab. Nate Cox now 4 of 5 through the air, just 13 yards to show for it. Far side is Lee. Boy, jumped in the air for no reason, expecting to hurdle New Mexico State defender. Picks up a first down in the process.
I just like the block by Nate Cox. Anytime I get a quarterback that throws a block that frees up someone, I gotta point to that. Big fella goes out and he looks up. One of the defenders just enough for Devontae Lee to get the edge.
Little hop, skip, and a jump out of bounds right there.
Not sure what all that was about.
Gain of 15. 4 first downs on this possession for Nevada on the move once again. Play action for Cox. Swing pass incomplete. Now Bell was open for a moment. The pass was errant. Sailed out of bounds.
Yeah, he may have saw a stitch. Cyrus Dumas coming from inside out.
Be careful.
Yeah. He didn't get that nickname for nothing. Not afraid to put. See that helmet? That helmet's got a lot of marks. He's put that helmet on a lot of guys on his team. This is the first different uniform he's seen in quite some time.
Transfer out of Independence Community College in Kansas. The third down and about 5. Tawa picks up a couple. And a big play coming up now for Nevada.
A big third down play here. They went to Tawa on the last third down. Let's see if they go back there again. Maybe thinking half of it or most of it here with a run and then go for it on 4th down.
Back already with 2 third down conversions on this drive. Tawa straight ahead. Stop short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 2 on what should be the final play of the third.
There's no doubt they're going for it. When you run the football in that circumstance, you've already made up your mind on 4th down. You're going for it.
An injured player, Jacob Nunez, who's just started to gain health for head coach Ken Wilson in preseason camp.
Yeah, he had 4 starts last year. We talked about everybody being new up front, but he did start 4 games a year ago. At left guard, 1 at left guard, and then the rest, I think, at right. 3 at left guard and 1 at right guard. So it may be in that shoulder area.
To 9 seconds.
Well, they're checking down around the ankle, knee area. Watch 68. He may have gotten rolled up on. Yep. Tawa rolls right up on his left leg.
Nine seconds remaining in the third. It'll be 4th down and a short 3 for the Wolfpack. A field goal makes it a 2-possession game. Keep the drive going. Obviously a chance to create some further separation. Trailing by 8, still a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could tie it up potentially for the Aggies. So a big play either way.
That's why I think Ken Wilson's looking for the big plays, excuse me, the big points here, rather than just settling for a field goal.
It's been a fun game tonight. Certainly we hope Nunez is going to be okay. And with a timeout being called, we'll step aside as the cart comes out on the field. 15 minutes to go back in Las Cruces, 17-9, Nevada leading New Mexico State.
Smart call here. Put more points on the board.
Brandon Talton from 35 yards out on the right hash. Kick on the way. And Talton makes it a 2-score game.
You got to make sure your kicker delivers, because the thought before the quarter expired was going for it on 4th down. It gives you a little more time to think about it between quarters, and then Ken Wilson decided or elected to go ahead and put the points on the board and make it a 20-9 game.
13-play, 57-yard scoring drive, and Wilson told us this week he had as much confidence in Talton as any kicker he's ever been around.
A tough one.
Kill him. Sends it end over end. 3 yards deep and a touchback. Another chance to inspect Gavin Frakes and what he's done tonight.
He was special in that first drive. That's for sure. A little pump fake going up top to hit Justice Powers. And then capping it off with a touchdown pass to Cordell David in the corner of the end zone. 85-yard touchdown drive. Only had 120 yards on 8 drives before that one.
That's what I would deem to be a spark.
That's the spark they were looking for, that's for sure.
Good start for Pavia before he cooled off. The interceptions hurt. Frakes with plenty of time on the clock here, just underway in our 4th quarter, trailing by 11. Jones, the running back. Frakes over to Cordell David. The touchdown reception in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you see guys when they warm up or in pregame warm up, watching him, he could spin it. Most guys can because the adrenaline's there. You get in the game, it kind of tails off a little bit. That ball's still coming off his hands like it was in warm up. Pretty live arm for Gavin Frakes.
9-yard gain on 1st down. Jones in at running back. David has been active, targeted 8 times tonight. He's grabbed 4 receptions so far, including that last one. Frakes try to run it. He's a dual threat signal caller as well. To the edge, driven down. Right at the line to gain. We'll check the penalty flag that just flew.
Maybe holding here, and it's going to make it a more difficult situation for Gavin Frakes in order to convert here. It's going to be a 2nd and about 11 or so.
Your ability to pick out the holding penalty.
Offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You just kind of see it as it's happening, and I don't know.
You've been involved in a couple of those instances over the course of
game
your
or two
career.
here and there.
Right. It's Gabe Preciado.
And now it makes it tough. It's because 1st down, essentially, you went for a loss of 1 as opposed to the 9-yard gain on the completion.
Adversity for Frakes for the first time. Head coaching debuts. Ken Wilson, Jerry Kill. Nevada, New Mexico State tonight. The final games of week 0. All eyes turning towards week 1 in those colossal matchups. Labor Day weekend, Justice Powers makes his 2nd grab.
Boy, what a throw. And you say, oh, it's a simple hitch route, but it's coming from the far hash mark all the way across the field. When you can make a throw like that, you're sending a message to everybody on your schedule that you can't just play a certain coverage based on the hash mark when you play New Mexico State, because this kid can make every single throw, and it doesn't matter where it's coming from.
7-yard gain, 3rd down and 3. Frakes has been perfect so far, 4 for 4 for 93 yards and a touchdown. Pressure, Frakes. Try to buy some time, gets to the edge. Frakes with a pass and a 1st down.
Boy, not only has he been pinpoint accurate with the football through the air, and that's a pretty athletic play to outflank the defense when a guy has an angle on you and then outrun him to the 1st down marker. You've got enough speed. So he's 6'4", 220, and moving around like he's about the size of Diego Pavia. That will keep you on the field for a long time.
Naki Matialona applying the pressure, unable to corral Frakes. 5 yards deep. He needed 3, gained 7. Jones straight ahead, crossing the 40, ahead to the 42, a 4-yard pickup.
Kind of reminds me of a guy that used to play in West Texas, out in Lubbock, Texas Tech, had red hair, could sling it around. Billy Joe Tolliver.
Okay.
Could sling that baby.
He's with the Chargers for a couple of years after that.
Yes, sir. That's what Frakes kind of reminds me of, with that red hair and looking through that face mask.
One-time Princeton commitment. He's been here since January. Play action, fires a strike. It is dropped by Jacinto.
Well, it's driving me crazy. I know it's going to drive Coach Keel crazy when he watches this film, and just the drops, the amount of drops in this game. 2 of them led to interceptions, which turned into points. It's a simple out route, which you catch every single day in practice. You got to catch it at this point in the game.
First incompletion for Frakes. It should have been grabbed by numeral 0 in black. 3rd down and 6 as a result.
A heck of a throw on the outside.
And the arm streak for Frakes has been impressive.
I might have met him coming back to the huddle or escorted him to the sideline.
Frakes with time. Deep ball, not there. Penalty marker comes in late. David, the intended receiver. Dedman was in coverage.
We're going to have a little holding in the secondary. A guy working against Brady, the freshman. Zeke Robbins, I think.
Holding, defense, number 13. Penalty, automatic 1st down.
That's Brady. He's the middle slot receiver in this route. And you're going to get Robbins that just kind of grabs him. He sees the pump fake, knows he's beaten, and just grabs.
Now the ball went to David. Really, Robbins didn't need to commit that penalty, and it's a costly one. Instead of 4th down, it's now a 1st down in plus territory. A coachable moment in the film room early next week. Jones with a stiff arm. Jones tripped up in Nevada territory.
Pick him up, big fella.
You
got to pick those feet up a little bit. Coming through the hole, you got to pick them up. Otherwise, you get tripped up. It was a heck of a move to kind of slip under the defensive end to the side where he was running with a football, but someone else just kind of swipes his feet. Still a pretty good gain of about 6.
Jones now 11 touches, Stray, with 28 yards total. 2.5 per carry up to this point. Mexico State still with plenty of time, all 3 timeouts. Taking 2 timeouts remaining. Frakes buys some time. Was that pass caught? Maybe to say he slid out of bounds. It is incomplete initially. Now let's see. Penalty marker is down on the near side as well.
It's a heck of a throw and just a play to get rid of the ball. We are watching a guy grow up right before our eyes.
Great effort by Warner.
Well, he's been in the game a full quarter yet.
Running on the field is an incomplete pass. Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
The second penalty on this drive by the left tackle, Preciado.
Yeah, Preciado is, he's not going to want to hear the comments from Coach Keel when they watch the film tomorrow. Holding penalty, and then now you're getting down the field a little bit early, but maybe there was a screen of some sort being set up, and once the quarterback leaves the pocket, you don't know where he's going. So you think, I can go ahead, the timing of the play tells him to go ahead and release and get down the field.
2nd down and 9. Ball is pushed back. The 47. We'll set up the screen appropriately this time. Star Thomas dances his way ahead for a gain of 2. Maurice Wilner helped bring him down.
Christopher Love as well getting in on some of the action. Big down here for New Mexico State, and I got to believe it's 4 down territory for Coach Keel.
A lot of time left, but hard to disagree with that assessment. Backup quarterback providing a spark here in our 4th quarter. Aggies trying to rally at home. Play action for Frakes. Again, deep ball, flag on the field, and the pass is picked off. Way back near the 7-yard line, intercepted by Nevada. Bentley Sanders once again.
Got a flag on the play. And that would be Sanders, his 2nd interception playing center field. Looks like it's going to be against Nevada, though.
Holding, defense, number 0. 10-yard penalty from the spot. 1st down.
Dom Peterson got called for a holding. Maybe a stunt going on inside, and you're trying to hold a lineman to get a linebacker free on the quarterback.
It's a 2nd pick that's been taken away, one due to a penalty, the other due to instant replay. Clock winding.
That's how you get defensive holding. A lot of fans wonder, how you get defensive holding?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lineman holding an offensive lineman and allowing a linebacker to blitz through.
That's crafty.
Until you get caught.
Star Thomas barrels his way ahead to the 30, and a top 4.5 yards there for number 4.
I always say it's not speeding until you get pulled over, right? You go as fast as you want to.
Easy.
Until you get pulled over.
Easy.
Nice job of running there by Star Thomas, one of their bigger backs at 225 pounds, and starting to just get this running game going just enough to keep the front 7 of Nevada honest along the line of scrimmage.
Aggies now with 75 rushing yards. Man-to-man coverage, top of your screen, instead of handoff to Thomas. Racing across the 30, and a gain of 1, close to 2. It'll be 3rd and short.
A few more weeks when they get fully confident in Gavin Frakes. That's going to be a situation where a lot of guys in the box. You got the one-on-one coverage, man coverage you talked about on the outside, where he can check out of that, the run play, and get to the single receiver where he's got what you want.
Is that a situation where Frakes did not notice that's what he had?
He's got to start seeing the field, but I would imagine he's running what's called right now, being his first collegiate game.
10th play of the drive coming up for the Aggies. 3rd down and 3. Frakes, seam. Dropped again and incomplete.
What anticipation. This is a throw by a junior quarterback or a senior that's been in the program a long time. Just the fact of sticking it in there, you got the confidence to know the hole is there inside. Nobody behind the receiver. All he's got to do is hang on, and it's 6 points.
Freshman to freshman, Brady dropped it, having to reach behind him during the routes. 46-yard field goal coming now for Ethan Albertson. This would make it a 1-possession game again. This one from the left hash. Plenty of distance on the way, and that kick is good. Here comes New Mexico State. 20-12, plenty of time remaining here in our 4th quarter.
College football is back, and we're heating up in Las Cruces. And 2 of the 4 female equipment managers in the FBS are actually in this game. Nevada's Shannon O'Hare and New Mexico State's Paulina Mahelich. I spoke to both of them, and they are wonderful. And before the game, they spent some time together sharing some stories, and both worked their way up the ranks extremely hard to get the respect and the opportunities. And Shannon told me she draws inspiration from women announcers, refs, and other women in the game. And there's a place in the sport of football, not only for men, but women. So props to these 2 who are trailblazers and doing amazing work.
That's awesome, Cart. Awesome. Awesome story.
2 yards deep in the end zone, tripped up crossing the 20. Nevada will take over there. As a father with 2 daughters, as a human being, I could not agree with that statement
I like
any more
the
than
glove
what
Shannon
Mark
was
said.
wearing. How about that?
Bell brings it back to the 20. Nate Cox takes over there, so we saw Shane Illingworth get the start. Cox has come on in relief. A little problems trying to retrieve the tee off the field. We got it taken care of. But college football is back. It is great. The stories ready to be told in 2022. Big weekend coming up next weekend, of course. Cox straight ahead.
Just 25. When he falls forward, it's an automatic 5 yards.
It's a big deal.
You got to get to him during the play fake before he gets a full head of steam going north and south.
Now, Nevada really hasn't tested New Mexico State deep yet. Between Illingworth and Cox, 11 completions, just 64 total yards.
That would be Jamal Bell, because he's got all the speed you need to get behind coverage.
The fastest wide receiver on the roster. Cox delivers in the flats. at the line to gain to Tawa.
How about that? Showing you all kind of physical gifts is Tawa, running through people, around them, and then making a nice grab, climbing the ladder to make one.
And you think about 35 and wide Devontae Lee, you know, playing for Jay Norvell in the air raid system the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Toa said it many times this offseason. He's ready to be unleashed in this new, maybe ground-oriented attack we're going to see with Derek Sage calling plays, Ken Wilson as the head coach. I think we've seen that at times so far tonight. Lee on cue on first down. He's going to lose a couple here.
Well, it's a tribute to Ken Wilson and his ability to see the strengths of the offense. He knows that he had two talented backs returning, that he's going to build the offense, at least this first year, around those two backs. And it served him well tonight.
Derek Sage was in the room with Chris Ault, legendary Nevada coach, who's at practice in many of the games, of course, in Reno. Coach Ault announced that they were going to start running the pistol back in the day. So he's had the proper influences in terms of offensive football. That pass is low. Trying to spot Castile. It's quickly third down.
Well, what it does is it stops the clock for New Mexico State. Brings up third down and long. Got to get themselves off the field here. Job for Nevada right now is to try to convert, but don't take a big risk in doing so, because you're going to give New Mexico State, if you turn it over, you give them a short field here. Last time they chose to run Nate Cox.
Conservative call. Tawa makes a man miss and picks up a first down.
Well, he gets a full head of steam. Forget about it. He can make guys miss, but he's just as special of seeing a crease and taking what the run or the block has given him.
Out of the pistol, which we just discussed. Tawa on 3rd and 11 picks up 12
Kept
yards.
some of the pistol in there. Like it.
Tip of the cap to the pass at Nevada.
Well, he threw a move on that last run Tawa did on Dylan Early that everybody in the New Mexico State film room is going to be talking about tomorrow.
Wolfpack have now rushed for 170 yards after that 4-yard gain by Tawa.
He'll be talking about it in Reno as well.
No question
on
about
in the running back room.
Cox will keep it. He'll fall forward again, pushing towards midfield. Wolfpack ran the ball just 37% of the time last year, one of the lowest marks in the country. We're seeing that start to change tonight. Physical was the buzzword, I think, during preseason camp up in Reno. They've showed that with the Union and, of course, with Lee and Tawa back here.
Well, when you want to get a brand new offensive line incorporated into a game, let them fire off for a while. They're going to have some fun this year. The 5 guys up front blocking for Tawa and Lee.
40 running plays so far tonight, just 20 passing plays for the Pack on 3rd and short. Less than a yard needed, stacked up at the line. The second effort, and I think he may have got there. Lee got there. He found a way to pick up the line to gain and then some.
Well, I thought he was stopped, and then Coach Kill seems to think the same thing, but the line judge is going to move the ball, and it's going to be a first down for Nevada.
Well, Dylan Early had a chance early.
Yeah, they had him stacked up, and then he just kept turning his legs. Thought they heard a whistle, but they didn't, and it's going to be first down here for the Wolfpack. That was actually Devontae Lee that converted for Nevada.
Pack now with 4 third down conversions on their last 2 drives, now in plus territory. Less than 4.5 to go, straight ahead. No gain on that one.
New Mexico State needing the football right now. You see the rushing yards, 177 to just 77.
Aggies do have 2 timeouts to work with here. Tawa lost a yard on that rush. And the Pack content to let this clock run down. Still 24 and counting on the play clock, Trey.
Kind of lopsided in play calls where you have the luxury of 2 talented backs. 9 plays, 7 of them have been runs, only 2 passes thrown on this drive.
Empty backfield, you wonder if Cox is going to take off again. No, this time back to the air. Has a man. Pass caught short of the line to gain. Stopped by Schoolart. The reception made by Jamal Bell.
Cox has settled in nicely, hadn't he? Standing tall in the pocket, delivering the football, and it's not an easy thing to do when they know you're going to throw, and you still throw it, but he's still able to complete it.
3rd down and 5. It feels like they're going to run it here. Lee in the backfield, Cox in the pistol once again. Under 3 minutes to go. And they will run it. Lee to the edge. Lee, penalty marker is down, ushered out of bounds, and let's check the infraction. Could it be a face mask?
Yeah, it's going to be a face mask. Somebody brushed the face mask of Devontae Lee. This will be an automatic 1st down here for Nevada.
What a big call this is. Donovan King grabbed the face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 16, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
Enormous.
Huge. Huge, because you need the football and you don't need to give up yardage for 1st downs, and it's coming on the part of penalties.
Would have been 4th down and 3 instead. Face mask penalty.
And you're in field goal range.
Yeah, puts you in scoring position here. 2.5 minutes to go.
The Coach Wilson tell us Talton has hit in practice for 61, 62, so they're well within his range.
Pass, was it picked off? Yes, it was. The initial ruling, an interception by the Aggies. And let's see if they overturn it, and I believe they will on the field. Bryce Jackson off the carom.
Ruling on the field, complete pass.
Every play in college football is reviewed, and this is one where you're going to certainly want to take a look at this if you're the replay booth. So close. So close. Well, that looks like a pick. It's at first watch, it looks like he got both hands under it.
Carlton Brown couldn't make the reception. Jackson thinks he's got a pick. And it does not make it to replay review. Or did they stop it now after the play?
They just got in and stopped it.
Mexico State has called their 2nd try.
Or they call Coach Kill's taking the timeout to give replay a chance to look at it a little longer.
1 possession game, 2:16 to go in Las Cruces. Nevada runs a play quickly. Tawa picks up 3 yards. It's 3rd down and 7. No review of the potential Jackson pick on a bang-bang play against the Terps.
I thought they would at least take some time to look at that last non-interception, but here we go.
Jet sweep to Castile. Into the boundary and shoved out of bounds. And now 4th down coming up for the Pack. In decision time for Ken Wilson, you got to think the field goal is in order here, right?
No, I would think so, definitely. Makes it 23-12, and time is not on the side of the Aggies right now.
Well, it looked like Castile caromed out of bounds to stop the clock. Instead,
that would have helped
to wind down.
No doubt about it.
So here comes Brandon Talton. Connected from 35 moments ago. This attempt from 38. From the right hash to make it a 2-possession game. Kick on the way, and Talton comes up true once again.
Boy, when you have a good kicker, a lot of good things happen during the course of a season. Right down the middle was Brandon Talton with that one. 1:35 left here in Las Cruces, New Mexico State, with a handful of self-inflicted wounds by way of drops all game long. This has been the story for this offense. Screen passes, Easy passes over the middle, just in receivers' hands. 2 that have led directly to interceptions where they're pinging off receivers and into the hands of defenders for Nevada. Got to clean things up going forward.
Now approaching almost 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time back in Las Cruces. 23-12 our score.
That's going to be a heavy, heavy conversation tomorrow around here from coaches to players catching the football.
Wide receivers coach Tony Sanchez, a former New Mexico State player back in the day, former UNLV head coach as well. Certainly will be talking things over with his units. Aggies get it back when we return to Las Cruces after this. Don't forget, coming up Labor Day night, the second of the Chick-fil-A kickoff games in Atlanta. Dabo Swinney, number 4, Clemson, taking on Georgia Tech at 8 Eastern on ESPN, also on the app. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. College football countdown. Back in Las Cruces, New Mexico, late night action here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. It's been a fun game, a good game. A brief weather delay back in our first quarter. Outside of that, Nevada has responded, and currently with 11-point advantage. Andre Ware, Roy Philpott, Paul Carcaterra. Quarterback controversies perhaps for both teams this coming week. We'll have to wait and see about that.
I think Nate Cox may slide back into his role as starter at Nevada, and then I think we got a new sheriff in town and a young sheriff in Gavin Frakes. Going to be interested to see, and the coaching staff I think as well, what he can do going forward. Take some gambles here, take some chances to make some things happen in a hurry with 1:35 left on the clock.
Interesting choice of words there. Big possession for some that are watching this game late night. Pass is caught on 1st and 15, close to the line to gain.
And he has shown enough in a short period of time to warrant a deeper look as they get ready for Minnesota in a couple of days.
14-yard game for Cordell David. How juicy is that game going to be? Jerry Kill going back to Minneapolis. There's been some words exchanged in the press with P.J. Fleck, his former assistant. There's another strike across the middle. Fastball received by Brady.
And this may be where they put this in for him. Take the thinking out of it. Just go operate the offense. Call it 2-minute offense. Go play.
Frakes with time, heaves another pass into plus territory, another first down. Cordell David the reception. And David now with his 6th catch for 42 yards.
He's spinning it as well as I've seen any freshman in his first game ever. I mean, he looks the part.
Wow.
He has the size, he's got the arm straight, the accuracy. We know he's smart enough.
Aggies need a quick score and an onside kick. Try to pull off some kind of miracle. Jordan Parker assisting.
And they're going to, you know, the coaches will always second guess themselves. Why didn't we go to him sooner? After all the turnovers, you just don't know if he's ready, if it works out any differently. But boy, he looks ready to play.
Breaks again with time. He'll buy some extra seconds. And incomplete.
The thing I like as well, he knows when to put some zip on the ball, when to put touch on it, take a little bit off. He's obviously been around the passing game throughout his high school career.
1:02 remaining. Aggies with 1 timeout left as well on 2nd down and 10.
And we saw him do what a lot of quarterbacks do around the country, is, you know, pull the ball down and make some yards or gain yards with his legs.
5 wide empty backfield for Frakes, the true freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma. Placing Diego Pavia earlier this evening. A deep toss out of bounds. Contact. No penalty marker yet until now. Asisima in coverage and working against.
That's off the back
David
foot
again.
And he throws it about 5 yards in front of the intended receiver.
Pass interference, defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, Andre, you're mentioning the fact that Frakes likes to use his feet and make plays with his legs. I'm impressed with the freshman going deeper into his progressions too. Watching him field level, like he's not locked in on one receiver.
Yeah.
He's hit the second, third receiver multiple times. This kid is for real.
Sometimes you get reads where you scan from one side of the field back. He's been able to do that as well and throw accurately.
Breaks straight ahead, pocket collapse quickly, keeps the play going, stop near the 10. It'll be 2nd and 2 with time winding down after a gain of 7.
Or I might call a timeout there. A lot of time is running off the clock that this offense needs.
Simply will spike it here. 37 ticks of the clock left.
So you need the down and you need the time. Take the time out. Take a time out there, and then you're not rushing. You don't lose the 7-8 seconds that you had before that time ran off. And you still have a down in your pocket.
3rd and 3. Aggies have fought for 4 quarters. Had a brief 2-0 lead. Nevada came back. And a delay of game penalty here is going to back up the Aggies 5. Would you consider
more of the
kicking the
reason
field
why
goal?
you're taking that taking the timeout. I think you need the touchdown. Go ahead and take it here, or try to get it in here, and then the onside kick comes into play. Then
So no field goal, trying to get the onside kick to get the 8 points after that.
It's harder to get the touchdown with less time on the clock. Go ahead and do that now.
Especially from the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 8 after the delay of game penalty. Thomas in the backfield, breaks to the end zone. Has a man looking for Powers, and it's going to be picked off. Intercepted. Tyson Williams. The Wolfpack secondary has been on fire tonight.
Boy, he baited the young freshman into throwing this one. As I was thinking, he's got single coverage out to his left, but you can't look over there. And Williams saw him take a peek, and he just took off from center field over to that side of the field and was just able to actually got both feet down inbounds.
An athletic play. Ken Wilson told us this week, we've got to dial down Tyson Williams at practice on occasion because he's so intense. The effort's always there.
Yeah, just loves the game. Loves to play, whether it's during a game and he comes up with a huge interception here, or it's in practices you just described. When he puts his pads on, he's coming to play.
Nevada will secure the road victory. 5 takeaways tonight, including 4 interceptions forced against a pair of first-year quarterbacks at the FBS level. And the Wolfpack defense, an emerging story. And Nevada with 2 quality quarterbacks tonight. Ken Wilson, a successful head coaching debut. Game number 1 in the books. And the dub is as well.
I expect New Mexico State to play a lot better, even if it's a 4-day turnaround. They didn't have any significant injuries that we know about. It will be Minnesota's first game action. They will learn a ton from tonight's game and take it into next week's game against Minnesota.
Countdown begin for that one. Nevada with 5 takeaways. Toa Taua rushes for over 100 yards. Devontae Lee scores 2 touchdowns for head coach Ken Wilson. A successful debut as he re-arrives back in Reno.